and any computing has to be performed independently and without depending on programming language and the computer. So in problem definition, user can easily understand problem very well to solve problem efficiently. So it is very easy to understand. It is a step-by-step procedure, so we can easily understand an algorithm. Time complexity means the amount of time the algorithm needed to complete its run. Hello everyone, I am Shweta, Computer Science Faculty, Vidyashram College, Mysore. So today I am going to discuss about the new chapter, 5th chapter in your syllabus called Problem Solving Methodology. The weightage of this chapter is 11 mark. So you can expect 1 mark, 1 question, 2 mark, 1 question, 3 mark, 1 question and 5 mark, 1 question. So totally you can expect 11 marks in problem solving methodology. So my dear students, today I am going to discuss about the topic called problem solving methodology. A computer is a symbol manipulating machine that follows the set of instructions called programs. Set of instructions is called as programs. And any computing has to be performed independently and without depending on programming language and the computer. So, in problem solving methodology, we have to use some steps for executing the programs. The problem solving techniques involves following steps, that is, define the problem, design an algorithm and write the code for the problem. Write the code for the problem and test the problem. So, problem solving methodology involves the following steps, that is, define the problem and develop an algorithm and write the code for the problem and test the problems. So, the term problem solving is used in many disciplines, sometimes with different perspectives and often with different terminologies. So, the problem solving process starts with the problem specification and end with a correct program. Keep in mind, the problem solving process starts with a problem specification and end with a correct problem. And what are the steps involved in problem solving? Define the problem, design an algorithm and write the code for the problem and test the problem. So, these are the steps to follow in the problem solving process. So, which are the steps? Problem definition, problem analysis, develop an algorithm or algorithm development, coding, testing and debugging, and documentation and maintenance, the storage of analysis. So, let us understand one by one. So, problem definition. So, in problem definition, this step defines the problem thoroughly. Here, requirements are specified. In problem definition, we have to observe all the requirements. This step includes understanding the problem very well. So, in problem definition, we have to understand the problems very well and the problem solver must understand problem very well to solve problem efficiently. So, in problem definition, user can easily understand problem very well to solve problem efficiently. So, in problem definition, user has to study about the requirements are specified. Clear? So, first user has to study or understanding the requirements. So, next we have problem analysis. How to analyze the problem? So, in problem analysis, user has to concentrate on the inputs and outputs. Inputs means the data you have to work with, and output means desired results and any additional requirements on the solution. So, user has to work with input and output and any additional requirements for the solutions. Clear? So, what are the input data and what are the desired results we'll get for using this input data? So, user has to understand about the input and output in problem analysis concept. Clear? And next we have an algorithm. Develop an algorithm. Very important concept. For program construction, first you have to study about the problem definition and problem analysis. And next step is develop an algorithm. So what is this algorithm? An algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a given problem. So algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a particular problem. So example, we can use step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, etc. So it is a step-by-step procedure to solve a given problem. The word algorithm originates from the word algorism, which means process of doing arithmetic with Arabic numerals. So, the algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a given problem. In 9th century, Arab mathematician Muhammad al-Khwarizm, who developed methods for solving problems which is used to specific step-by-step instructions. So, algorithm is a step-by-step procedure for a given problem. Step 1, step 2, step 3, etc. Clear? So, here we have the characteristics of algorithm. Very important question. What are the characteristics of well-defined algorithm? So, first characteristic is input. So, algorithm starts with procedural steps to accept input data. So, first we have to understand about the input data. The algorithm must accept one or more data to be processed. So, first user has to check the input data and definite. In definite, each operational step or operation must be definite. That means each and every instruction must clearly specify. So, in definite concept, each and every step has to specify perfectly that what should be done. So, using this input data, we have to understand each and every instruction must clearly specified. So, first step is input, second step is definite. And next we have effective. Each operational step can at least in principle is carried out by a person using paper and pencil in a minimum number of times. So, in this step, each step has to be effective. We have to use the logic operation in effective. And next we have terminate. After some minimum number of operation, algorithm must come to an end. Clear? So, here we have to use the logic of the problem and we have to end of the problem called terminate, and finally we will get the output. An algorithm is written to solve the problem, therefore it must produce one or more computed result or answer called output. So, totally we will get the desired output. Clear? So, in algorithms, we have some important characteristics called input, definite and effective, terminate and output. These are the steps we have to follow while designing an algorithm. So, first algorithm is algorithm to find the area of rectangle can be expressed as follows. So, in mathematics, you have studied about this area of rectangle. So, in area of rectangle, what are the input data we can take? Given the length L and the breadth B. So, length into breadth we can use for finding the area of rectangle. This algorithm finds the area of rectangle called REC area of rectangle. So the data, input data we are using here is length and breadth. Clear? So step 1 should be start. In step 1, we have to use the start. And in step 2, read the values of L and B. So input data. So what are the input data? We can assume here length and breadth is my input data. And next step is calculate our rectangle. For calculating the area of rectangle, we can use this formula called rect is equal to length into breadth, right? So this is the logic of this given data for finding the area of rectangle. And finally, print the area of rectangle, that is output as rect. So we can print the output as rect. So formula which we are using for finding the rectangle, area of rectangle is L into B, length into breadth. So rectangle I am using, rect is my output. So here after getting the output, so we can stop this algorithm in step 5. End of algorithm, that is stop. So here I have used assignment called length into breadth. Rect is equal to length into breadth, that represents assignment. So this is an example, basic example for designing an algorithm. So first step, start and input, read the values of input and calculate R of rectangle, that is logic of this problem, and print the area of rectangle. So here we can print the output and we can end of this algorithm called stop or terminate. So this is one example for algorithm. So next example is design an algorithm to find the average of 4 numbers. Average of 4 numbers. So I can assume A, B, C, D. Here we have 4 input data. That is input A, B, C, D. Right? So first step is start. Second step is input A, B, C, D. And third step is calculate average. What is your question? Design an algorithm to find the average of 4 numbers. So average is equal to A plus B plus C plus D divided by 4. A plus B plus C plus D divided by 4. Why it is 4? So we are finding for 4 different numbers. Average of 4 numbers. So add all the 4 numbers. So divided by 4. A plus B plus C plus D divided by 4. So this is your logic of this problem. So calculate average is equal to logic and output is average, and you can terminate the algorithm. So first step is start, input data and logic, and output data and stop. So this is very simple algorithm. Find the average of 4 numbers. And next example is design an algorithm to calculate the simple interest given the principal P and rate R time T. The given data are principal, rate and time, that is P, R, T. So step 1 is start. Step 2 is input principal, time and rate. This is our input data. And what are the logic we can use here for finding the simple interest? Calculate simple interest is equal to P into T into R. So P, T, R divided by 100. So here we are finding the simple interest for given data called principal, rate and time. So we can use simple interest is equal to P into T into R divided by 100. So this is your calculation of simple interest. So this is a logic we can use. So output we can display as simple interest, and you can stop the algorithm. So very simple algorithms. So next we have design an algorithm to find the greatest of 3 numbers. So greatest of 3 numbers, we have 3 input data, that is input A, B, C. And here assign A to large. So large is equal to A. We are assigning A is a large. So L is equal to A. And Example, if A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3. So compare large and B. So large is equal to 2, B is equal to 3. So 3 is greater than large, right? So 3 is greater than 2. So 3 means it is B is greater than A. B is greater than large. Large is equal to A. So large is equal to B. Clear? So if A is greater than B. So if A is greater than B means large is equal to A only. Compare large and C. So now large is equal to B. So my C value is equal to 4. So answer is 4 is greater than 3, right? So C is greater than B. Now large is equal to C. So end if and print the largest number called output as large. I'll repeat. So here we have 3 input data, that is A, B, C. First I will assign A to large. I will assign A is my large element. Compare with this large element with B. So example, A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3. So B is greater than A, right? 3 is greater than B. So now B is greater than A. So my large value will changes to B. And next step, end if and compare this large with C. So my C value is 4 and B value is 3. So 4 is greater than 3. So now my large value will be C. Large is equal to C. So end if and print the largest number. So here the largest value is C. Large is equal to C. Output is large. You can terminate this algorithm. So next important concept is advantages of algorithm. It is a step-by-step representation of a solution to a given problem which is very easy to understand. So it is very easy to understand. It is a step-by-step procedure, so we can easily understand an algorithm. And it has got a definite procedure which can be executed within a set period of time. So here easily we can construct an algorithm using step-by-step procedure, and it is independent of programming language. And it is easy to debug as every step has got its own logical sequence. So using this step-by-step procedure, we can construct an algorithm for execution of programming language, for executing the code. And what are the disadvantages of algorithm? It is time consuming, so it requires time for developing a code. An algorithm is developed first, which is converted into flowchart and then into computer program. Whatever the algorithm step-by-step procedure we have designed, then we have to convert it into flowchart. After developing an algorithm, again we have to convert it into flowchart, then into computer program. It is long procedure. So this is the disadvantage of algorithm. And next topic is analysis of algorithm. How to analyzing an algorithm? For analyzing an algorithm, we have two methods called space complexity and time complexity. We have to find the space and time complexity. So what is this space complexity? The amount of memory needed by the algorithm to complete its run. The amount of memory. Space in the sense the amount of memory for completing its run, called as space complexity. And what is time complexity? The amount of time the algorithm needed to complete its run. Space complexity means the amount of space. Time complexity means the amount of time the algorithm needed to complete its run. And analyzing an algorithm depends on input data. There are three cases, that is best case, average case and worst case. For analyzing an input data, we have three cases, that is best case, worst case and average case. So this is the method of analyzing an algorithm. called space complexity and time complexity. And for analyzing an input data, we have three cases called best case, average case and worst case. So this is called an algorithm. So today we learned the problem solving techniques and algorithm and advantages of algorithm and examples for algorithms. So in my next session, I will come with a new concept called flow chart. Thank you.